today where I'm pleased to be joined by Sam Feilden. How are you, Sam?
Yeah, good. Thank you. You?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Been riding out this morning?
No, I've actually got a couple of days off. I've got a broken finger at the minute, but I'm back riding out Friday. No, Wednesday, hopefully. So yeah, just a couple of days off.
So, talking about so far, well, for your career so far, you're Julia Feilden's nephew, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I know a lot of people sort of get confused with the surname and think that you might be her mum and her son and what have you. But yeah. So far for you, was growing up in was being a jockey with the sort of family name. It's quite synonymous with being involved in racing. But was that the sort of plan for you from a very young age, sort of following the footsteps of the likes of Shelley and Ross and become a jockey?
Yeah, absolutely. I've never really had any other inspiration to do anything else. Really, I guess you could say it was an easy access for me, really, and started riding at a young age. Started riding racehorse when I was still at school, and I've always had plenty of support of my auntie and everyone. Shelley, Ross, they were very supportive, so it was a no-brainer, really. I never liked school. I was always quite a sporty person, so yeah, it was always racing, really.
So what's it like at Julia's? Obviously, she sort of has plenty of runners at the likes of Yarmouth, Brighton. She had a good horse not too long ago. Spirit of Sharjah was a Group 3 winner back in the day as well. So how's things with her string? And is there any horses to sort of look forward to going into the new year as well?
Yeah, it's been quite a quiet year for us in terms of winners. We probably have been below par what our usual tally would be, but it was always going to be hard because the last couple of years have been quite good, so they've always been too high up the handicap, and it's been a case of getting them down, and obviously you get injuries and everything, and it all adds up. But we had a productive sales this year. We got 7 yearlings now, and then they're all ridden away, and they sort of keep you going in the winter. And you'd hope that you could have one or two nice 2-year-olds in there. So that's the main priority at the minute. We wouldn't have too many on the all weather. Julia likes to give them all a break. We're quite busy there in the summer. But hopefully we can keep ticking over. I mean, we'd have about 10 in training for the winter, so hopefully someone like an Engrave who loves it around Chelmsford. She's won 4 times around there. She was second just a couple of weeks ago. She's well handicapped now to win off her mark. So, someone like her or Ali Barber, he's coming back from a break, and I think the plan with him is to run him on the all weather, and it would be nice that he can get back on the race course. And hopefully there's some more in there that can get their head in front.
Just talking about you, here's Sadie was your first career winner at Yarmouth not too long ago. To win at Yarmouth for Julia, that must have been a massive sort of achievement for yourself. It was a close finish. It was a good ride as well to get up right in the shadows of the post, but it must have been really good for you. It must have been a great day.
Yeah. They say it's a day we'll never forget, and it was a lot of relief because it had been a few rides, hadn't come straight away, but it was nice to get that first winner. But you always want more, don't you? You always want the next one. So hopefully the next one's not too far away.
You've ridden the horse a few times now. So at this stage of your career, do you think it's important to sort of build up a nice connection with at least one horse so you can sort of get to know? And if you have a couple of wins on them, especially at your age as well, at your stage in your career, that's always got to be a good thing to try and build up that rapport with a horse early doors.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what makes you, and helps you take that next step, because we're all fishing for the same thing at the end of the day, aren't we? And that's winners, and everyone's in the same boat. And with the one meeting a rule now, there's plenty of jockeys there at the meeting, so they can pick anyone. It's the owner's call at the end of the day. But yeah, I think that's so important to get a relationship with a horse like that. And other trainers and owners, they'll pick up on it, and it'll open new doors.
So, especially for you now, Ross Burkitt's recently become your agent, which is obviously a big help for you. So, what's the sort of plan going forward with Ross? He's got the likes of Frederick Larson too, who's a good apprentice, and a couple of others too. So, there's a good sort of crop of youngsters that Ross is going to take under his wing going forward now.
Yeah, I owe Ross a lot. He started this agency out really to help me, and to get me going, to take that next step. And it's not easy because he's got 2 other jobs. So, he's putting it all together. He's putting the work in, and it's a lot for him. He's still riding out 4 lots, so doesn't
busy
get
man.
much of a break. Yeah, he's a busy man. But yeah, we hope in the winter to take the next step forward and ride as much as we can, build as many contacts as we can, and try and ride as many winners as we can. Hopefully, it'll be a bit easier with a lot of the big names going away, and we can open a few more doors. But yeah, we'll keep our head down, we'll work hard, and hopefully get the results.
So is that the sort of plan, to try and gain some more experience of the courses throughout the winter, to try and get a bit more knowledge of the tracks before hopefully kicking on into the turf season next year with hopefully a nice claim as an incentive to use for connections?
Yeah, that's it. But you don't want to rush your claim. You don't want to go through it too quickly. So we'll see how we get on, and we'll take everything on board.
You had a ride a couple of weeks ago at Doncaster on November Handicap Day. For you to get a ride on a Saturday, I know it's an apprentice handicap, the final race of the day, but to be involved on a Saturday at your stage must be a great thing for a bunch of enthusiastic owners for Carl Burke as well.
Yeah, that was great to get the ride for Carl Burke. He's obviously he's a top trainer. He's had a great year. He's had his best year in terms of winners. Unfortunately, the horse didn't perform. I think it was a mix of the way the race unfolded, the season he's had, the quick turnaround after just winning the week before. But no, that was great, and great to get a ride in the final flat meeting of the season. Yeah.
So for you as a jockey, what's your usual sort of diet like? I know there's always lots of talk about diet and weight, and especially nowadays where the saunas are not in use due to COVID and things like that. So has the weight always been an issue for you, or is it something that you're quite easy with, really?
No, I wouldn't say I've never killed myself or anything like that. It's a quiet time at the minute, so I'd say, you don't watch it as much. But yeah, I'll be naturally around 8'5", and just comfortable at that weight. I wouldn't be light, but that's where I'm happy. And I'd eat healthy. I'd eat, I look what I'll eat, and I'm quite a healthy person. I exercise pretty much every day on top of riding out. But you just keep an eye on it, and yeah, that's where I'm happy. 8'5", and I live a healthy lifestyle that way.
And what's the usual day like for an apprentice jockey? Obviously, we see the conditionals at the moment on the jumps. They work quite long hours. They ride, they go back, and they do evening stables too. So it's quite a long day, and some people don't really see that side of the game after. They only see the glamorous side of it on TV. So what's a usual day like for you as an apprentice?
Yeah, start early. Start at 6, so I'd be up home at 5:30, getting to work for 6. We'd muck out, then ride, usually 4 lots, and then we'd give them a good brush afterwards, check the horses over, hay, feed, water, make sure they're all right, rug them up, and I'd usually leave the yard about 1 o'clock, I'll say, go in the gym in the afternoon there, and then back in for 4. Evening stables, you check them all over, and you give them their evening feed, put extra layers on with the colder temperatures now, and usually get done about 6. So yeah, they're long days. I suppose it's harder in the winter with it getting dark earlier, but you do it because you love it, and you hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's talk about the racing school. The likes of Richard Perham as jockey coaches, and there's lots of good jockey coaches. But are they sort of there to are they sort of good for advice as well, particularly with helping your fitness too, away from the race course? But I can imagine on race days as well, there must be good people to sort of lean on and seek advice from.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so lucky in this day and age to have the support we have. There's people in every department there for us. With our jockey coaches. We have PTs at the gym, nutritionists, people about your well-being, speaking about advice. It's so good, and there's everything for us, And if you're ever concerned about something, have a question, there's every category there to ask, And it's so good, yeah. But you've got to make the most of it, and you've got to use them because they're there and they're there to help. So they're there, but it's your call at the end of the day to use them. So it's up to you, really,
And as finally for you, what would be the aim between now and perhaps probably March time now. I know you're currently out injured at the moment, but what's the sort of plan like between now and sort of the start of the turf season for you?
Yeah, just ride as much as I can, ride as many winners as I can. I don't think really you can set too many targets because it is a very up and down game. And I think if you do set targets, and if you don't get them, it's going to bog you down. It's going to drain you. Every day is different. Horses aren't machines at the end of the day. And there will be a few disappointments along the way. So it's how you respond to them. And as long as you learn from them as well, the mistakes you make, it should all be fine. But we'll keep our head down, work hard over the winter, and hopefully by the spring there we'll have good few more winners on the board, and we can look to have a good turf season.
Perfect. Right. I need to make sure I save this properly. I don't want it all to go tits up, as they say. But